Now, those of you who knew me when I was a youth, I was one of the youth that was not lovable. So I had a few adults on my side, but not many. And it was so bad to the point where people in church used to tell their children, stay away from. Yeah. Yes. So I know how it is. And eventually, when you don't have that bond, you don't feel that warmth. So yes, I was still coming to church, but my mind wasn't in church. And I went to a cousin's party. It was around carnival time. And because her party is always around carnival time when it falls in March. And after the party was Juve. So I decided, I say, Mommy, Daddy, I go in my cousin. With my cousin. Yes. And we went from party, Juve it was. Now back then, Juve was starting from the port and coming all along. Yes. And now mark you, this is happening. So I went Juve. Then the next day, Daddy came home and he's all angry, and I'm wondering, okay, well, he find out something, but I really don't care. It's not that TV catch me with. Oh yes, TV. Remember, they used to be filming. Yes, so people calling him Navilah in Carnival, Navilah in but the connection in church, I had no connection with God at the time. So and besides that, sometimes we need to understand young people. Sometimes we are behaving that way because of some hurt. Now, during that time, my parents were going through some difficult times. Now, if some of you don't know, I'm the only one that the two of them have. So, those for my mother is pulling on that side. Those for my father is pulling on that side. And they want me to choose, but I can't. Yes. Now, you're coming to church and you expect. Yes. So that is why when I say I had a few people, you see Brother Clayton Bryan? Yes. He was one of those that used to had my back. Brother Burnett. I can call on a few people. I was hurting, and I know there are many young people who are hurting. I wonder why our young people are leaving, but we do not understand the pain. I know. Sometimes they are just, the only what they need is love. So I found myself this. So my daddy came and he spoke to me and he told me, okay, this is what you did, and I'm not, he's not pleased and whatever. I was never the rude child to I couldn't be rude to my parents, but I was rude to church people. Yes. Okay? Because they when it hurts when you tell your daughter, stay away from that child. Sometimes we need to find out what it is that this child, why the child is acting out the way that they are acting. Sometimes it's issues at home and we are bashing them. And then when they go, we tell them, "Sister, you need to come back to church." What? To come back to church to what? To emptiness. That is why sometimes some of us leave and we find God when we leave. Because I used to be going to parties and I felt the emptiness. Because my parents taught, I believe my parents trained me. I believe sometimes we say, train up a child in the way it should go. If we go, we will come back. I felt the emptiness. And there are times I would be there and it would come to my mind, Navilah, what are you doing there? This is not the place for you. But yet still, because you're not feeling that love in church, you prefer to stay outside because you have the people outside cannot embrace you. The embracing you want inside, you are not getting it. So we need to be careful how we treat our young people. So I stayed outside. I didn't stay for long, Well, let me say, maybe I went out for long, but I did not step out for long. Because I was in, but not in. So mentally, yes, I am coming to church. But my mind was not there. And then one day, I decided, you know what does this world have for me? What does it have for me? And I start to think. And then we had a crusade up at Lindomat, Pastor Thorn. And the theme song was "Blessed Be the Name of the Lord." I remember that clearly. And that night, that Friday night, when I came to crusade, all I could do, nobody knew what I was. My parents didn't know I was crying. I cried. That night, I cried out to God. And I tell him, say, and that Friday, I didn't tell anybody anything. I packed my bag and I said, that Sabbath, next Sabbath, the Friday night, the Sabbath was baptism. I said, that one is mine. That one is mine. And when Pastor made the call, I remember walking up. My father, no, I did not. I say, I'm not telling anybody. That is just between me and my God. I walked up and I have never regretted. Because I told myself, you see people in church, I don't worry them. They were not the ones who died for me. I don't worry them. And every time, sometimes people just ask me, how are you doing it, God? Because people said so many things. Could you believe a member watched me and said, if that can go to college? When I went to college after I went to high school, that can go to, that's how they refer to me, the exact words. That can go to college. Now, we do not realize these things come back to our young people. And up to a day, every time I see the member, I just smile. I don't have nothing. I just smile. But you know what hurts me? I ask, you said if that can go to college, where are your children? am not, no, because I'm praying for these children because I know they have a lot of, there will be an asset to the church. But, and when I decided to get baptized, I told myself every morning I woke up, I would do my devotion. We have to spend time with God, as the Bible says, as the thing said, we have to spend time with God. We have to spend time with God. That is the only thing that is going to carry us through a day. We have to spend time with God. So at that time, I said after I left school, I spent 5 years looking for a job, Although I was rebelling, I still told myself, I am not working on Sabbath, because every time I would get something, I had to work on Sabbath. And although I was partying, and yes, I told myself, I am not working on Sabbath. 5 years, nothing. Every time they would say, yes, you have the qualification, but we cannot. They would take somebody else. And I think during that time, God was preparing me for what was to come. Now, when the vacancy happened downstairs for the school, I said, okay, I am going to send the application. I was not chosen. I was not even considered for an interview downstairs at our school. I was not considered for interview. And then a teacher fell sick. And they called me. And while the teacher was out on sick leave, another teacher resigned. And I was just fitting right there. So that is why I say I am at Roseau Ebenezer SDA, because God put me there. Because I never got an opportunity to be interviewed. But yet still, 18 years after, I am still there. God works things out for us. But we need to spend time with Him. We need to trust Him. Young people, I know it can be hard. Especially when you have family problems. Hard, it can be tough. I am the only child of my parents. I have siblings. My mother has 3 of us. 2. And then me. My father had 4. 1 died. So he has 3. I am alone. I'm in the middle. So when it starts coming on both sides, and I am pulled on that side, because this side figure out you have to take a decision, and this side, and you are young, in your teens. I cannot make a decision. It is my parents. You can make a decision because it's your mother, it's not your father. You can make a decision because it's your father, it is not your mother, but I stand alone. And I remember somebody, I think it was same brother Brian, he told me, I know how you feel. Because I am alone. I knew with all that, God was with me. This was a way to prepare me for who I am today. We need to spend time with God, young people. We need to trust Him. He may take you through some difficult times, but there is a silver lining. Trust Him. Study His Word. Spend time with Him. Not just now. I because of what I went through, I have a passion for young people because I know how it can been in this situation. And sometimes it hurts when adults feel that they have never gone through what the young people are going through. It's not easy for the young people. So we need to pray them up. You see one is acting in a certain way, you maybe cannot deal with it. Pray about it. Don't go bashing them and saying things. It is not helping. We are driving our young people out by drones. When I look at the church and the people who grew up with me, all of them out, including the parents who told their children, stay away from her. Children are not at church. Young people, adults, I invite you to study your Bible daily. Set aside a regular time of day to hear God's voice. You may sometimes, when you start, you may fall sometimes. You may do it on Monday, it may not happen on Tuesday. Don't let that discourage you. Press on, persevere. Set aside a regular time of day to hear God's voice. I assure you that if you make this a habit, your life will never be the same. God will open doors you never thought. And I leave you with this text. All scripture is breathed and is useful for teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness, so that the servant of God may be thoroughly equipped for every good work. I thank you.